And so this is the worst part of it, is right here. The upper section right there, and then the bottom. I can see, you know, as far as holes, kind of starts there and ends, looks like about an inch further than that top one there. But I figure we'll go take a hammer, we'll start wailing on this thing, and we'll see what survives and how far of a patch we have to go make. So maybe I'll set you up. Some light on the subject. And let's see, do I have to back you up at all? A little bit. How about that? There we go. So I gotta go right up to this mount and back to about an inch from the cross member. That's probably, I want to say 20 inches long, something like that on the bottom. The sides seem fine. So just the bottom, where all the trash stays, you know, and it stays wet. That's what caused all that. So I'm probably gonna take a piece of like lawn or cardboard and make a pattern. I want to try to catch this edge and this edge. And then later on we'll build this one back down to the new piece of metal also. But this is kind of it's got a bit of an S to it, and it's an S also if you look at it from this profile too. So it's a, you know, multifunctional system. So I want to do it with a piece of paper first, and we use that for our pattern. We can bend it right into where it needs to be, trace it, and then when we lay it flat, it should be able to do the same thing with metal. Well, you know, that works in theory. We'll see if it works for real. And let's go make ourselves a little pattern there, shall we? Start there. Let's go like that. Something like that. So I got some 1/8 inch plate, and there's that pattern. I just traced it over with a Sharpie. The thickness is a little overkill. It's much thicker than what was on there, but it sure won't hurt. Let's see, the plasma cutter will see how we can do freehand on this guy. I can't draw a straight line to save my life. I'm going to trim this inside off piece first, because that way it still gives me something to hold on to the metal with. Got to change my tip. See how it starts blowing out real fat? It's supposed to do a little thin kind of line. You see how fat it's getting right now? The tip's wasted on it. And it was kind of going anyway. Pushing it. Got a new tip on it. And a repair on the end of the gun, because I don't know if you guys caught it. I set it down on top of here and it was hot, and I cooked through the hose. Oh well. That was perfect. I'd have to pay me more. So, see if I can finish up that cut. See if the torch still works. That's much better. Might have to trace the whole thing again because it was leaving slag behind. Redo. And back at the scene of the crime. So that's our plate. Still needs to be rolled, but it's the shape this direction, I should probably say. Kind of just following it, going that way. I'm probably going to start marking where the curve makes a change in direction with a Sharpie, and try bumping it in those corners a little bit, and start making it make the shape of the S underneath. And I'll probably just jump back and forth and do that for a little bit, and see how I can kind of form that to that bend. Oh, I put a little light on the subject, huh? You guys probably been looking at a dark, dingy screen underneath this whole truck. Anyway, so here's our first trial fit. pretty good. We're on the right path. That front's being held up by running into that. You can notch that. And let that front come up. I think that looks pretty good. I'll do what I said there, and I think now the next thing I kind of want to do is just take that edge, this edge all the way around, and see if I can just kind of like roll it over a little bit. I plan on doing it when it's on, when I weld it to this too. I'm going to tack it in a couple of places and then kind of use a hammer to form it some more to close up the gaps too, but maybe I can get a jump on it before I do that. I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking of figuring it out while I'm talking to you. She's a little chunky in the hips. He's a little slimming down. I don't know if you can see that line. Now, if you think one would make in a video, they put a new cutting wheel on it, but I'm so cheap, I want to get the whole thing out of it. How's that on yours? I made it with the wheel at least. Every time I tried backing up, it kept making a new track, so that's why I started going just forward until it got a little deeper. Certainly won't joke there. So, here's my thoughts. You know, people are gonna be topic of a discussion whether you cut all this out and fit it in and do you overlap. All right, here's my opinion on this. I feel if you could leave as much of the original structure as there, although it's very limited to its abilities, it is still helping the structure. And then once you box over the top of that, it's even that much stronger. You cut it away. If you're trying to stop rust from growing, do you want to cut all rust out and replace it? Yes, but in this instance, you just cannot do that. You would never stop. All the inside's got an issue. And the back of it is going to get filled with oil. So what I did is I just kind of opened up wherever the holes were so that the oil can soak between the two of them and kind of fill that cavity in too. And if it's filled with oil, water can't get in there and cause any more issues. So what we have now is the pieces bent up close, something like that, and I want to grab it right there and squeeze it together, and that should put tension on the front and the back pretty good. And wherever it's touching, I'm going to put a tack on it and hold it, and then start kind of beating all the like, you see where that lip's open more. I'll start beating on that to close it up, put a tack on it, and then hit the two sides of it, and just kind of work it all the way around so it kind of form fits the body. So I shall do that. Oh, before I forget, I took a Sharpie and I went around my patch on the outside, so now there's a marker. I'm gonna go back with the flapper disc, and wherever that marker is, I'm gonna erase it with the flapper disc, and give myself some space around it, because that's where all my weld is gonna be connected to. I just have a pair of pliers up there, and a little where I want it persuasion from the bottle jack. And I think what I'm going to do is, I'm good underneath following the track I want to be on. Probably grab a couple of tacks here. I know it's dark, but on the inside, it's pretty good all the way down, almost the whole length. So I'll probably get a couple of tacks here and there on the inside. And then I'm going to work on pushing this gap up in there. But I want to get it kind of positioned a little bit before I start doing that. That's all tacked in. To the dark side. And nothing but the buzzing to go. It'll take a little bit of time. Upside down when they drip on you. Go get my leathers on. So let me get that knocked out of the way, and I'd like to try to finish this one section tonight. Hot off the welder. Got a couple of globs here and there, but I'm allowed. Then the grinder can't fix. A little thin right here, but it's paranoid. That's the gas lines right there. And the rest of it looks pretty good. Now we got to make the plate for this one and stitch back into this location. I'm probably going to take a second and hit it with a flapping disc. Knock off some of the lumps. And that's about it for me tonight. It's about 10 o'clock. Came out good. That sounds better. So they got some shit in the rail. It'll blow out some more. I'm happy with that. Gonna throw some probably like Rust-Oleum black primer or something like satin black on it before I shoot it with oil, just to knock down the shininess of it, so when you look under the vehicle you don't see that, kind of, you want it to blend in. I'm gonna go do that. I might do it on the pumpkin too, on the rear, and let both of those kind of set up overnight. Tomorrow I gotta work a little bit on the rail on that side. I don't think it's nowhere near as bad as this, but don't know till we get there. So signing off again. Thanks for watching, comment, subscribing. See you tomorrow.